As our time at home continues and lockdown grows, so does the amount of so-called experts available online or via our social media feed or into our inboxes, telling us about coronavirus and COVID-19 and what's going to happen and what isn't going to happen. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing from those so-called experts that in fact know very little or even just a little bit more than most of us. When it comes to your marketing and your communications, it's really important to base what you do and what you think on the experts that are out there. And that's something that Life of Riley really highly values. You know, what the experts in marketing are talking about is once we've finished lockdown, we're going to go into a 3 or 4 week period of something Professor Mark Ritson is calling a false pneuma. And false pneuma, what does that mean? Well, pneuma is the Greek word for breath. And what it means is we're going to go into a breath of fresh air about 3 or 4 weeks where everybody feels great, everybody feels relieved, and we're going to go out and spend some money. But after that, research, data and analysis tells us that we will hit a recession. And that's not a viewpoint. That's not just what somebody's thought. That's what experts in marketing communications, people like Mark Ritson, people like Byron Sharp and things like Ad Age, which is a really well-known web portal with information on marketing and research. What traditionally happens in a recession is companies big and small end up spending less money and investing less time in marketing. But what research also tells us is that the companies that do that are the ones that fail. And so it's all about SOV, share of voice. It's always about your share of voice and how people are hearing from you. There's a research organisation called Engagement Labs, and they talk about the positive sentiment of brand and how you need to be doing that at the moment, but also during any recession that comes. It's really important that you keep pushing your brand. Even if you've got nothing to sell at the moment, you have to keep engaging people about what your business or what your organisation stands for. You need to drive up that sentiment so people understand your business. If you don't, if you go quiet, then research tells us, and I've written it here, that sentiment drops by double digits if you're not communicating with people. Because there's so much bad news around, if you're silent, people will just associate your business and the bad news. So it's a really important point that you have to keep engaging people, you have to keep promoting your business and your brand, not just now, but when we go into a recession as well, which will be a concerning time for all of us. And unlike those people you're seeing on Facebook or in your inbox at the moment, that's evidence, that's research-based, that's looking at analysis that tells us that. And so this week's advice is, know your communications and marketing that works, keep doing it and keep doing it more and more, and plan to keep doing it more and more, whatever happens in the economy, because you want your share of voice to be heard clearly and above everybody else's.